We live in a world where hard work is no longer enough, where you can hustle all month long and still feel like you're getting nowhere. Money comes in and slips through your fingers like water. But there's one thing that makes all the difference. A single idea that separates those who build wealth from those who spend their whole lives chasing it, without ever catching it. Today, I'm going to talk to you about knowing how to distinguish between an asset and a liability. Not from theory, but like we're sitting down for coffee. With real-life examples, with clarity, and with impact, because this could change your financial life forever. First things first, let's get this straight. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out. It's that simple. The most dangerous part? Many people think they own assets, when in reality, they're holding on to liabilities in disguise. And that's why they stay stuck in a cycle of financial frustration. Let me give you a classic example. You buy a brand new car. You go into debt. You make monthly payments. You pay for insurance, gas, maintenance, and you only use it to commute to work. That's not an asset. It's a liability. Yes, it looks nice. It gives you status. But it takes money from you every single month. It doesn't give you any back. Now imagine a different scenario. You buy a car, but you register it on a ride-sharing app or rent it out to someone who drives it and generates income for you every month. Do you see the difference? Same object. Two completely different outcomes. One drains your wealth. The other builds it. What separates the rich from the poor is that the rich buy assets first, then let those assets pay for their liabilities. Most people do the opposite. They buy liabilities first. Big houses, expensive clothes, financed vacations, and then spend their entire lives working to pay them off. That's why the first real step toward financial freedom is understanding the difference between an asset and a liability. And then, start building a life with more assets, even if they're small at first, even if they grow slowly, even if they don't bring instant pleasure. Let's look at this example. Two people each earn $2,000 a month. One spends $1,500 on living expenses and uses the rest on clothes, nights out, and a new 60-inch TV bought in installments. The other lives on $1,200 and uses the remaining $800 to start an online store. They buy inventory. They learn marketing. They reinvest profits. They work hard. No luxuries yet, but they're building something of their own. 2 years pass. The first person is still in debt. The TV is outdated. The clothes no longer impress. The money is gone. The second person now makes an extra $1,000 a month from their store. That's an asset, one that can grow, be automated, and eventually fund whatever they want if they choose. But now from abundance, not from debt. This applies to everything, and you need to understand it if you want to stop being trapped in a system designed to make you consume, not grow. Buying a home to live in, if it costs more than you can comfortably afford, is a liability. Buying a home to rent out and generate steady cash flow is an asset. Owning a $1,000 phone that you only use for social media is a liability. Using that same phone to record valuable content, attract an audience, and monetize your ideas turns it into an asset. The difference isn't in the object, it's in how you use it, in your intention. Now, why is it so important to start with assets? Because assets generate freedom. They are seeds that, if watered properly, will give you shade tomorrow. And when your assets produce enough to cover your expenses, real wealth is activated. You no longer work to survive. You work because you choose to, because you enjoy it, because you want to grow. That's the difference between living out of obligation and living with intention. And you know what's best? You don't need to be a millionaire to start. All you need is discipline, focus, and the humility to start small. For example, imagine someone earning minimum wage sets aside 10% of their income. They buy materials to make, let's say, handcrafted candles. They watch tutorials. They start selling to neighbors, then online, then at local fairs. After 6 months, they have a stable customer base and a stream of income that didn't exist before. That business is an asset, and it was built with little money, but with great focus and the right mindset. People often say, "First, I want to earn more money, then I'll start investing." That's like saying, "First, I want to be fit, then I'll start exercising." It doesn't work that way. The habit of building assets starts today with what you have, even if it's very little. When you choose to build assets, you're saying, "I'm a builder," someone who thinks long-term, someone who puts energy into what grows, not into what shines for a moment and then fades. Your financial habits reflect your self-worth. The way you use money shows how much you value yourself. If you use money to escape, you lose it. If you use it to build, you multiply it. So today, I want to leave you with this clear message. Before buying something that only gives you momentary pleasure, ask yourself, does this give me money? Or does it take it away? Does it build something or does it just consume? Is it a whim or is it a seed? Because if you start prioritizing assets now, the day will come when your liabilities cost you nothing. Your assets will pay for them. You'll have freedom, not because you won the lottery, but because you chose the path of the builders. That path is open to everyone, but not everyone takes it. Today, you can choose whether to keep buying liabilities as rewards or start building assets as a strategy. The difference between a stable life and a stagnant one could come down to a single decision. Do you currently have any asset that's generating income for you? Have you ever gone into debt for a liability disguised as a reward? Share it here to help grow financial awareness. This channel is made for people like you. People who don't settle, who want more, and who are ready to choose differently. See you in the next financial lesson.